You have a dream. You've had it for a while now. And every single day, you tell yourself the same thing. Tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow when I have more time. Tomorrow when I feel more ready. Tomorrow when things calm down a little. But tomorrow keeps becoming today. And today keeps becoming another day you didn't start. Meanwhile, you're watching people around you actually do it. People who aren't smarter than you. People who don't have more time than you. People who had the same kind of dream and just started. And now they're building something real. And you're watching them from the same place you were a year ago. Does that not bother you? Like, genuinely, does it not eat at you? Because here's the real question. Not when are you going to start? You've asked yourself that 100 times and it changes nothing. The real question is, are you actually going to start? Ever? Or is this dream going to be something you carry around your whole life, take out occasionally to admire, and never actually build?
Because that is a choice. Staying stuck is a choice. And you make it every single day when you say tomorrow. So let's talk about what's actually stopping you. And more importantly, what's going to finally get you moving. First, you need to understand something. Because once you get this, everything else makes sense. You are not lazy. Say that to yourself. You are not lazy. Your brain is just doing exactly what it was built to do at the worst possible time. Your brain has one job above everything else. Keep you safe, keep you comfortable, keep you away from anything that feels like pain or risk or failure. And to your brain, starting something you might fail at, that is a threat. That is danger. That deserves to be avoided immediately. So every single time you sit down to work on your dream, your brain floods you with the most convincing excuses you've ever heard in your life. Oh, I'm too tired. This isn't the right time. Let me just check one thing first. I work better under pressure. I'll do it later. Sound familiar? Of course it does. Because it happens every single time.
That is not weakness. That is your brain doing its job. The problem is its job description was written for survival, not for building something, not for creating something, not for becoming someone. Your brain genuinely cannot tell the difference between a lion chasing you and the discomfort of opening a blank document. To your brain, both are threats. Both feel like danger. Both deserve the same response. Run away. So every time you feel that resistance, that pull toward your phone, toward the couch, toward literally anything else, that is just a false alarm. The alarm is going off, and the alarm is wrong. The moment you understand that the resistance isn't a stop sign, it's just noise, you stop fighting yourself, and you start moving through it instead.
Now, let's talk about those people you keep watching succeed. Because here's something nobody tells you. Watching them is actually making things worse. Every time you see someone living your dream, your brain does something cruel. It compares their chapter 20 to your chapter 1. Their polished, public, successful result to your private, messy, haven't even started beginning. And that comparison starts to feel like evidence. Evidence that they have something you don't, that you're already behind, that the window is closing, that maybe you were never meant for this. But here is what you are not seeing. You are not seeing the version of them that existed before any of it. The years of terrible work nobody watched. The attempts that failed completely. The version of them that sat in the exact same place you're sitting right now, wondering if they should even bother.
You only ever see where people are. You never see where they started. And the place they started, it looked exactly like where you are. Scared, uncertain, no guarantee it would work. Just a dream and a decision to try. So stop measuring yourself against someone's result.
that comparison will always make you feel behind because you are comparing the wrong things. The only comparison that actually matters, did you do something today that yesterday you didn't do? That's the whole race. Not against them, against who you were yesterday. Did you move? Even a little? That's the question.
Okay, here's the thing that nobody talks about. And this is the real reason most dreamers stay stuck. And not for months, for years. They've made the dream part of their personality without doing the work. I'm a writer, but haven't written anything in months. I'm an entrepreneur, but the business hasn't started. I'm gonna make it in music, but the last thing they finished was 2 years ago. The dream becomes an identity, a story you tell yourself and other people, and that story feels good. It makes you interesting. It gives you direction. It makes you feel like you're already someone. And it costs you absolutely nothing.
But here's the trap nobody warns you about. The moment you attach your whole identity to the dream, actually trying becomes the most terrifying thing in the world. Because if you try and fail, it's not just the project that fails. It's you. The whole story you've been telling collapses. So unconsciously, you stop. You protect the identity by never testing it. You keep the dream perfect and untouched and safe, like a trophy on the shelf you never actually won. And you stay a future version of yourself forever. Always about to. Always almost. Always one day. Here's the fix, and it's a small one. Stop calling yourself what you want to become. Start calling yourself what you actually do. Not, I'm a filmmaker. Say, I make films. Not, I'm an entrepreneur. Say, I'm building something. Not, I'm going to get fit. Say, I train. Small shift, massive difference. Because now the work is the identity. And to protect that identity, you actually have to do the work. You can't fake it. You either make films or you don't. Simple, clean, true. Let me be real with you for a second, because I actually want you to win. Tomorrow is an addiction, and most dreamers are deep in it without knowing it. Here's how the addiction works. Every time you say tomorrow, you get instant relief. The pressure lifts.
The problem is, tomorrow never actually arrives as tomorrow. It always arrives as today. And when today comes, you take another hit. Say tomorrow again, and the cycle continues. Perfectly. Endlessly. And here's what makes this dangerous. It's invisible. You don't feel yourself getting stuck. You feel like you're managing it. You feel like you're being realistic about timing. You feel like you're making responsible decisions. But weeks pass, then months. Then you look up, and it's been a year. And the dream is still exactly where it was. And you are still exactly where you were.
This is not about motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. You cannot build anything real on a feeling that leaves. What actually works is simpler and harder than motivation. It's just doing the thing when you don't feel like it. Showing up when the feeling isn't there. Not because you're inspired, not because the timing is perfect, just because you said you would. That's discipline. And discipline isn't built through grand gestures. It's built through one small kept promise, then another, then another. Every kept promise adds a brick to your foundation. Every broken promise removes one. You are building or you are tearing down. Every single day, whether you realize it or not.
There's one more thing quietly killing your dream, and it's something almost nobody identifies until it's too late. You are trying to start too big. Every time you sit down to work on your dream, you picture the whole thing, the finished product, the complete version, the dream fully realized. And then you compare that enormous vision to where you actually are right now, which is nowhere. And the gap is so overwhelming that you freeze. And then you leave. And you call it laziness. But it was never laziness. It was the size of the task. Your brain is not built to start from zero towards something enormous. It needs a smaller door. Think about it this way. Have you ever started cleaning your room and ended up cleaning the whole house? You didn't plan to clean the whole house. You just started, and the action created more action. The momentum carried you forward. That's how starting actually works. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take one step, and then the next step reveals itself.
The people who are actually building things right now, they're not doing more than you. They're just doing something instead of nothing. Something small, something embarrassingly small, something so small their brain had no argument against starting it. 2 sentences written, 1 rough sketch, 5 minutes of practice, 1 message sent. That's it. That's the entrance fee for today. Not the whole dream, not the finished version, not the impressive result. Just the entrance. Just today's smallest possible version. And here's what happens when you do that consistently. What felt small starts to compound day after day after day. Until one day you look back and something real exists that didn't exist before. Not because of one big push, because of 100 small ones that you didn't quit on.
All right, here is the actual system. Not theory, real steps, starting today. Step 1, name today's smallest possible action. Not your dream, not your goal, today's action. Make it so small you almost feel embarrassed by it. If you want to write, today's action is opening the document and writing 1 sentence. If you want to start a business, today's action is writing down 1 problem you could solve for 1 type of person. If you want to get fit, today's action is putting on your shoes. That's small. That's specific. That today. Step 2, kill every piece of someday language in your life. Every time you hear yourself say, someday I'll, one day I'm going to, I've always wanted to, stop right there. Replace it immediately with a specific day and time. Not, I want to start a podcast someday. Say, I will record something this Saturday at 2 p.m. Not, I want to learn this skill. Say, I will spend 20 minutes on it tomorrow morning before I check my phone. Vague intentions stay dreams. Specific commitments become actions. The word someday has never built anything. Never. Not once. Step 3. Build the streak, not the result. Get a calendar, physical or digital, doesn't matter. Every day you do your small action, mark it. Draw an X, put a dot, whatever works. Your only job every day is to not break the chain. Don't measure success by whether the dream is coming true yet. That takes time. Measure success by whether you showed up. Yes or no. Did you do the thing? That's the whole metric right now. The results come later. The streak comes first. Always.
So here's where we are. You have a dream. You've had it for a long time, and you've been waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, the sign that it's time. But now you know. The sign never comes first. The feeling never comes first. The readiness never comes first. The work comes first, and everything follows from that. You don't need more motivation. You need a smaller starting point and a kept promise. You don't need perfect conditions.
You need today's action and tomorrow's habit. You don't need to see the whole picture. You need the next step.
So I'm going to ask you one more time, and I want you to really sit with this before you close this video. What is the one thing, the small, specific, nobody has to know about it thing that you could do for your dream today? Not this week, not when the time is right, today. Because somewhere right now, someone with your exact dream, maybe less talent than you, maybe harder circumstances than you, is doing their rep. They're building the streak. They're laying the brick. They're writing the X. And a year from now, they're going to be the person you're watching and wondering about. Don't let that be someone else's story. This is yours. The dream is yours. The only thing missing is the start. And the start is today. Go do the thing.